everybody. Here we are. It is the 26th of February, and we had some Q posts yesterday, and we're going to be talking about that. Just real quick, some house cleaning really quick at InTheMatrixx with 3x's.com. We actually had to go ahead and upgrade our service. So we know that there's been a lot of issues, and you may be one that is experiencing them, and we hope to get that all sorted out by actually upgrading our service, because we were being throttled down because we were way over quota. And with that, speaking of way over quota, working hard in the Matrixxx here with you guys at the Matrixxx Groove Hour. I have my partner in justice, Shady Groove. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing really well. I hope everybody out there is doing good. Thanks for everybody for coming over and hanging out with us. We have a lot of stuff to go over today, Matrixxx. Man, this is real. You're really starting to see some stuff happening with the president being overseas. Man, this is pretty incredible to have an inside view, and it's great to be here with everybody.
It's great to be here too. I see Grandpa C. Hello. I know who you might really be. Spud, how you doing? Rich, thank you. Musical Syntax. We're also simulcast over on Twitter via Periscope. Go ahead and make sure you go ahead and go over to Twitter and share this as well, because this will go across platforms, Periscope, Twitter, and YouTube here. Mike P., thank you very much. Cisco, John Q, Public, thank you, sir, for everything that you do. And, here we are. Shady, before we get into the Q proofs, we had another Zero Delta, so I think it's going to be important, and we'll go through that today. And then I think I'm going to go over the Zero Delta thread. Shady, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I wanted people maybe to go over that here near the top. So some folks maybe that are coming to us that are new, and some of the people that are being referred to us can really see, right up front a little bit of, what we're talking about here when we mention the Zero Delta.
Okay, Shady. So we'll do that right now. Let me get my. Let's see what we got here. There we go. We got Q POTUS Zero Deltas. Okay, and guys, this is what we were talking about, and. What Q really shined the light on it on 12/23 or roughly, give or take, on 12/17, excuse me. So this will be my thread on the Q/@POTUS Zero Deltas. And I wanted to do this before the 17th, which was interesting. I just have, obviously, we've been crazy busy, working hard, decoding, figuring out stuff, doing the website, working. But it's our pleasure. And as you know, if you go to InTheMatrixx with 3x's.com, we have a PayPal there. We have a Patreon. If you guys like what you guys see, please feel free to do that. We also do have Super Chat. All this stuff goes to helping getting this word out. So this is on 2/17. Interestingly enough, that was 2/17. We had 34 Q posts. 17 plus 17 is 34. Also, 17 Zero Deltas at that time. Mathematically impossible. For people that don't know, the Zero Delta is when Q and POTUS, so Q posts on the Chan board and POTUS tweets at the same time.
Inside the same 1 minute structure.
Right. So as of the 17th of February, we've got 17. Now we've got 18 as of yesterday. So let's just go through. There's my Q POTUS thread, Zero Delta picture. I love that picture, Shady. That almost looks like he posed with that. The brilliant Anon that did this meme is absolutely amazing. Janet Gibson, you're so much appreciated. Thank you so much. And
yeah, I was a little bit taken back by that picture too. I was like, "Where is that? Some sort of old picture?" And then I was finally realized, I was like, "Okay, here we go. We got good photo people out there."
Yeah, we got some great Photoshop people. That looks like he's actually holding the Q, guys. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So on the 17th of February, Q said graphic request 3Q/POTA Zero Deltas. So obviously the brilliant Anons come through, okay? So we're going to go through them pretty much the way that they came out. So on January 13, 2018, there was Q524 and POTUS posting at the same time on 22:45. So that's 10:45 p.m. And the tweet that that was on Twitter from POTUS was a retweet at Jack Posobiec. Dick Durbin called Trump a racist for wanting to end chain migration. Here is a video of Dick Durbin calling for an end to do it. So there's the link there. And then the 524 is Loop Capital, CEOs, BOD, Board of Directors, paying to play, slush fund, Hussein won 29 million Singapore. We don't say his name. 2, which is John McCain. Oh, God, I said it. Ooh, where's the scope? Bleach. I'll gargle with it. So we don't say his name. 2, 19 million Singapore. Why don't we say his name? Because he's a traitor, right? HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton / Bill Clinton. I don't know what. I have 15 million in the Banco de Mexico, from what I understand. Hillary told me. Okay. And then Nancy Pelosi. 4, $8 million in the Deutsche Bank USA. On and on. Follow the money. Focus on the loudest voices in Washington. Net worth. Reconcile. Q. So they posted this at the same time, talking about chain migration and their slush funds. So you got to think about this Loop Capital. Let's remember who the CEO of Loop Capital is. That is a Reynolds. That is Follow the Money. That's a bloodline as well. Okay, so maybe they get these slush funds because they approve of this stuff. Shady, what do you think on this Q proof for Zero Deltas?
Well, I mean, the way everything is getting moved around, this was this. Just note that this was a post from January of last year, and we were a few months into this project here. The people that are moving money around the planet have they have it everywhere. They're all sharing it. That's one of the things that we found out with the whole the Paysur Trust. Reality is that they have these agreements where they're, pretty much, anything happens to me, we're sharing it with everybody behind the scenes. And then, so, Q is calling straight out 44 and No Name and HRC and Nancy Pelosi and pointing right at their bank accounts. This was a shot across the bow for deep state actors to know that we're paying attention to them. And the idea that this was a zero delta, we were already following the president's tweets. This was, this was well after most of us were pretty on board with it. But as more people paid attention to it, this is good, as it will come back around soon. And we can point back to this and say, well, how did you get this money in Deutsche Bank, Nancy? Did this come from the cartels? Who's giving the kickbacks around here? The slush funds, the Planned Parenthood, everything. It's so massive. And Q has told us how massive it is. And this is just a little bit of an insight. But to see these zero deltas, it's important for people who are going to say, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. Okay, maybe 1, 2 coincidence, yeah. But once you see this, it's no coincidence.
And I saw, and Anon did the math on how it would be just for even you and I to do a zero delta.
It's like winning 3 lotteries in the same day or something for it to happen once. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence, though. And now we have 18. Okay. Here's another zero delta. This one is 1102 Q post. April 9th, 2018 at 11:55 Eastern Time. And Q post at the same, POTUS tweet at the same time regarding, he retweeted the State Department. Trump condemns the heinous act of innocent Syrians with banned chemical weapons. #Syria. And this says 1102. It says, people have power. Don't forget how to play. Together you are strong. FB, Facebook, violation of your privacy. FB, actively tracking you. FB, reading your private messages. FB, censoring anti-conservative. More will drop. And we have it all, is what Q says. Class action lawsuits are effective. Global, @Jack, you're next. What is Jack's secret T handle? Dummy accounts to talk? What you see is limited. Think emails. Loretta Lynch, LL. HRC, Hillary Rodham Clinton, Hussein, Barack Obama, etc. Q. So, didn't we just see the mighty top 200 shady about censorship and all this stuff? So, Jack, you're next, and this was April 9th, 2018, Shady.
Yeah, and also to note the president's tweet here condemning the heinous attacks on the innocent Syrians banned chemical weapons. At the same time as this post comes in, the censorship now is right out in the open with the things that have come to light the last week. They're not ashamed of it anymore. They're actually trying to figure out ways to bring this into the conversation, referring to the slush funds, where the money goes, where it's moved around to, connecting these things to Facebook, connecting these things to Twitter, connecting these things to your other, Google, YouTube, also connects with everything around the world, guys. This is not just your social media stuff. This is not just you being censored on the internet. You know, you're being censored in the news, you're being censored with thought, you're being censored with no one bringing an accurate conversation, you're being censored with the idea that, you know, the only way you can speak to a argument is to talk to someone who's loose, off the handle, emotional about something. So that conversation that is going on, being directed, Q posting us to this at the time that he posted to Syria, the president posted about Syria, and we know all of the no-name assets that were there in Syria and what was really going on with where they were claiming we were bombing innocent people. We were taking out deep state targets. This was a call out to all of these people here every time these deltas hit on the number. And they're paying attention to this stuff. They're paying attention to the gematria of what Q is putting out and what the president is putting out. It's, you know, there's coded messages within coded messages within coded messages. And the, you know, Facebook, Twitter, and their censorship stuff it's not hidden anymore. We just need to get it out into the general conversation, which we're doing, really. I mean, people are paying attention to it now.
Absolutely. And we got 412 Anon out there. I really like, hey, that blue wrench looks good on you, 412. So if you want to drop your YouTube channel in here so people can go check it out after this show. He's a friend of mine. Love his work. You know, again, Patriots, protect Patriots and work with Patriots. 412, thanks for coming in, my friend. You know, here we are just trying to spread the message. We also had another person stop by from PSB. Thank you, Martha. I appreciate that. We do. Shady and I, much love to you. Also, so we're going to move on to the next one, Shady. We're going into Q post 1229. Sorry about that. And this is a Q and POTUS post at the exact same time at 3:02 local time. So if you look at POTUS's tweet, it's Sylvester Stallone called me this with the story of heavyweight boxing champ Jack Johnson. His trials and tribulations were great. His life complex and controversial. Others have looked over it at the years. Most thought it would be done. But yes, I am considering a full pardon. So then at Q post 1229, it says, expand further. Why are we making it public? Blackwater USA. Plausible deniability. Planned. The world is connected. You have more than you know. Q. And this was posted at the exact same time. The Q team and POTUS hit send and post at the same time. Again, this is amazing stuff. The next one, Shady. Can you see my screen? Can you see it? You want to go through this one?
On this one, the next one was the picture, right?
Yes, it's the picture. LV 1411. And then I've got the times right there if you want to read it. Still up there.
So the...
Well, this was the Laurel and the Yanni thing. Let me just go, because you know what?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say this one is, maybe you go over this one.
Yeah, this was the Laurel Yanni thing where people heard different things, which I really didn't care about. You know what I mean? But it
was the same time.
It was the same time. Yes, 1846, 644. And it was at the same time. So Q had posted this picture, LV_remove PNG. So just an interesting one. I'd actually probably like to go over that one a little bit more because it was about that Yanni and Laurel thing, and we did some digging on that. So that's actually a big rabbit hole that we'll go through later. Here's another one on 626. On 626, June 26th of 2018, POTUS retreats the Trump train, which was amazing. And 1594, at the same time, Q posts the Daily Beast. Kurt Schilling backs pro-Trump QAnon conspiracy theory. Why are we a threat to them? Q. So the Trump train, Q, posting at the same time.
And wow. This was right when, you know, this was in the summer when things were really starting to heat up. Lots of information started to move after this point. So this was kind of one of the first, you know, one of the first real big hit pieces on Q where they started to pay attention to us.
Yes, around June 26th. That's right. That's absolutely right. And Kurt Schilling, you know, I followed him. I don't know if you did.
I did. Yeah.
We better. So here's another one, Shady. April 21st. Excuse me. Did I have that wrong? Excuse me. It is July 27th. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. So July 27th. I am human. I am not a bot like they want you to think. Martha, thank you. So we got July 27th. It's Q post 1722. And it's a picture of possibly, is it Comey and Comey and Why am I forgetting her name right now?
Lisa.
Uh, Lisa?
Lisa Page.
Lisa Page. Thank you very much, Page. Thank you. Lisa Page and Comey, keep your promise. This is not a game. Q. Public awareness forces hand. Q. So that was a repost of a repost on 1722 Q drop. And at the same time, our POTUS post at Troy Balderson of Ohio is running for Congress. So important to the Republican Party. Cast you early vote or vote on August 7th. Troy is strong on crime and borders, loves our military, our vets, and our Second Amendment. He has my full and total endorsement. Again, we need to get MAGA in order to get this evil out, right? We need to get MAGA patriots in office. Here's another one. 7/27/2018. This is that picture. What are the odds of is that Brennan sitting there while Donald Trump Jr. is boarding the plane? That's Mueller, excuse me. What? Oh, gosh, I tell you, my memory is getting bad, Shady.
It's a lot, man. That's why it takes two of us to keep up with all this.
That's right. Yeah, so thank you for having my back, my brother. 1736, posted at the same time. 1416, what are the odds? And this Donald Trump, our president, tweeted, the U.S. Navy's first female admiral, Eileen Durek, once said, it was a nice distinction to have and to be recognized for the first, but I wanted to make certain that I used that notoriety to do so much positive as I could. Our Eileen did just that, and America is forever grateful, and it's a U.S. Navy, the first female admiral. Thank you.
And this was one of the first times Don Jr. was cute.
I know, right? That was the first time his own kid was his kid was cute. All right, here we go. So here's another one. 1771, posted at the same time, 10:01 p.m. The post says, Make America Great Again, with the Making America Great Again video from a supporter. Thank you, President Trump, is what he tweeted. And the 1771 says, articles about Q. Why do they never ask the Anons why they're here? Real Anons are here as we follow the evidence, documented, verifiable evidence. We are building the truth out of our history so we can expose and dismantle the corruption that has plagued our world for the millennia. I invite any publication to print this as a statement of fact from an actual Anon. We do not tell you what to think or how to feel about a topic. We simply dig for truth and then present what we find so it can be scrutinized by our peers and further corroborated. The choice to know what we have found, verified, and presented to you entirely up to you. Presenting our work in a way we imply we are some sort of cult shows the world how corrupt the mainstream media has become. We are not about violence, subversion, or control. We are simply providing fact-based information free of charge to the world. Where we go one, we go all. Feel free to share. And Q says, excellent. You cannot fool a massive group of dedicated gold star researchers. At what point does it become mathematically impossible? Comms structure designed for a very specific reason. Q. That's amazing. That was a good one. And you know what? That post 1771, that is a great statement, guys. That's why it's good to come back and look at some of this stuff. All right, here's another one. It really is,
and it really does just give you an overview whenever, even randomly, everyone, just going back and just reading random posts and looking at the dates and thinking about when that was and what was going on at that time, especially if you've only found this information in the last 3 to 5 months. This has been going on since October of 17. So yes. So much information is out there that is not being pointed to every day, and it is up to you guys. This is not someone telling you. This is not Matrixxx and I sitting here telling you anything. The only thing we're doing is we're showing you information that we're exposed to, that we find interesting, and then the way that they connect to the president, the way that they connect to your real world, or the way they connect to people acting absolutely ridiculous, like what you're seeing in all of the Mockingbird media now. So very important to be going back and rereading the crumbs.
Absolutely. And I want to just say hi to Kiwi Patriot, KLC. How you doing out there? Jay Vega, thank you for being here. Cookie Q, We got some great moderators out there. Make sure you say hello to them and thank them, because nobody else on the internet does what these moderators do during these live shows by dropping links and source of the stuff that we're talking about. And Liberty, oh my gosh, I forgot Liberty. Would never forget Liberty.
And also, I would just like to say to all the people who are listening on YouTube that this an angle of attack that is coming are YouTube holding presenters responsible for comments. So part of the moderation out there is to prevent that and to keep our videos up and to keep it clean. So we would, we know everybody's excited and emotional, but let's communicate like we're adults.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe in freedom of speech, but we live within this within this system. We gotta follow some of the rules. Doxy Mom, hello. So just love you all, Cisco Lady Liberty, thank you. And there's Spud. Spud follows us everywhere. I love Spud. All right, so Spud Forever. I'm gonna get my shirt. Everybody get a Spud Forever shirt. I think I'm going to get one of those, Shady. This is Q Proof. This is one that was done where an Anon actually says, no POTUS tweets today. Yet, Q, how about a Zero Delta to encourage us Anons? So Q posted Twitter of Bill Mitchell, and here's what POTUS said at the same time. The storms in the Atlantic are very dangerous. We encourage anyone in the path of these storms to prepare themselves and to heed the warnings of state and local officials. The federal government is closely monitoring and ready to assist. We are with you.
Now this is an amazing circumstance right here. This is where you can really kind of show people how Q and the president connect. The storm in the Atlantic, they're very dangerous.
Stay
we encourage anyone in the path of the storm, prepare, all of us preparing, and heed the warnings of what? What's going on in your world, in your life, in your government. The federal government's closely monitoring, ready to assist. What does that mean? See something, say something. Pay attention to your surroundings, whether you're in an airport or whether you're walking down the street. Don't just turn your head if something really weird is going on. And then we are with you. And how many, we've heard that throughout the Q drops. So connections. Yes, right. Very, very important.
Sorry, man. Sometimes I get excited. This is so exciting. I mean, the POTUS said, we are with you.
Yes, he did.
Q says, WRWY Anons, we are with you. Absolutely amazing. Anon asks for a Zero Delta.
And gets it.
I mean, that you just,
wow.
I'm sure it's a coincidence. Another one, right? Here we go. Another coincidence. I believe this is Joe M's video too. Joe M at Storm is Upon Us on Twitter, who I respect an awful lot. POTUS tweets, FLOTUS visited the Flight 93 National Memorial in Pennsylvania this morning to honor the memories. And then Q post 2153 at the same time posted FISAgate. Q says, coming very soon to a theater near you. Q.
On September 11th.
September 11th, 2018 at 5:51. Amazing. All right.
Big nod to the people out there who have been fighting so hard for 18, 19 years now to expose the truth of what happened on that day. I know most of the people that are joining us and hearing my voice know exactly what happened that day, and we're not going to rest, and we will never forget. And that is your president telling you he knows and he will not forget. Absolutely.
Good afternoon, Patriots. Here we are. So we got a Q proof. Here's another one, and this one here. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. This one was let's see, October 4th, 2018, at 1571, which is 1517. Hello, which is 3:17 p.m. 0 minutes, and our president says, statement on the national strategy for counterterrorism. As your president, I'm committed to protecting the United States and its interest abroad from threat of terrorism. The national strategy for counterterrorism that I approve today will help protect our great nation, enhance our national security, and guide our continued effort to defeat the terrorists and the terrorist organizations that threaten the United States. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that's the gist, right? And 2333, Q post, Q links to an article that says blog briefing room about Russia deputy linked to lawyer in Trump Tower meeting. Nothing to see here. ...
Good afternoon.
D5, Red October, Q. Shady, you there?
I got you right here, man.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that's kind of amazing right there. Nothing to see here, which means that the deputy that there's no Trump Tower meeting. That's the Russian deputy AG linked to lawyer in Trump Tower meeting. Nothing to see here. ... D5. Red October. How am I hearing some voices?
We're here. We're just watching the Matrixxx and Grooove hour right now.
Oh, you sound good on my end, my friend.
All right, good. You don't hear the voices? I hear voices. All right, don't listen to them. All right, here we go. So I got that one. And here's the next Q proof here. This is a big one. This is 2511. I can't really read it, but if you go to Q post 2511, and I'll do it in a minute, it says regarding Mueller, 55 Q. And the Trump tweet was basically committed closely, reaffirmed their commitment to closely coordinate efforts to, you know what, I don't have the whole tweet there, so we can just go past that one. But it was a zero delta. I actually could probably do these graphics a little bit better, and maybe I'll update these later so they're a little more legible without the Trump archive, tweet archive. So this is another one. We'll just move on to the next one. Donald Trump, another delta 650 on December 12th, 2018. Q post 2613 says, Q, is JA stateside? Q says, no, Q. And then Donald Trump at the same time says, at FLOTUS, Melania will be interviewed by Sean Hannity tonight at Fox News at 9 p.m. Eastern. How awesome is that?
And that's actually the second time he has said at FLOTUS on a zero delta.
Right. Let me just close this window. There we go. Okay, so I got that. So that's at FLOTUS, zero delta again. Then we've got this one here. We've got Q post 2664, January 7th, 2019. And this is the one where we've got 3 Donald Trump statuses. And it says, with all the success that our country is having, including and just released job numbers, which are off the charts, the fake news and totally dishonest media concerning me and my presidency has never been worse. Many have become crazed lunatics who have given up on the truth. The fake news will knowingly lie and demean in order to make the tremendous success of the Trump administration and me look as bad as possible. They use non-existent sources and write stories that are total fiction. Our country is doing so well, yet this is a sad day in America. The fake news media in our country is the real opposition party. It is truly the enemy of the people. We must bring honesty back to journalism and reporting. Compare and contrast. Ring a bell? Think drop yesterday. New narrative created. Refusal to provide coverage of successes. Why is this important? Sometimes making connection leads to uncovering ... Q. And Donald Trump tweet says, Congressman Adam Smith, the new chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, just stated, yes, there is a provision in law that says a president can declare an emergency. It has been done a number of times, no doubt, but let's get our deal done in Congress.
They're up there today trying to undo it.
Of course. We want it, though. I mean, I want it. Press 1 if you want that. Press 1 if you want it. All right. Oh, here's a zero delta. This one was on 2 days before my birthday. It was 2684. It has the, where have you seen that image before? That in the Matrixxx image there. Interesting. And it says, stage set, public border, wall fight necessary to bring public awareness regarding true intentions of the D Party. Anon's new narrative fight, dark to light. Q. Well, it happened again. Amy Klobuchar announced that she's running for president, because that happens all the time, right, Shady? Or does that meme get posted all the time? Q and POTUS posted this meme, this Q post that has the In the Matrixxx in there, Twitter account In the Matrixxx, Anon's new since March, and this at the same time. Well, it happened again. Amy, how many times have Amy Klobuchar announced that she's running for president, talking proudly of fighting global warming while standing in a virtual blizzard of snow, ice, and freezing temperatures? Bad timing. By the end of her speech, she looked like a snowman woman. Zero Delta 504, February 10th. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, this is really compelling, Matrixxx, because the lady's never announced she's running for president before. She's definitely never stood in a snowstorm and announced she's running for president. I can never remember any politician standing in a snowstorm. If you go back and watch the video, it's pretty hilarious. She literally is covered in snow like a snowman by the time it's over. So, well, it happened again, to me, refers to another Zero Delta with POTUS and Q.
Absolutely. And maybe Matrixxx meme again. I like to tease. All right, and here we go. So this is the 3 Zero Deltas put together in one, right there. Pretty good. This is when we're talking about the maps and looking at the different, overlays, right? Of the overlays of the maps showing what states are opposed of the national security, driver's license, and other things. This is the Mueller investigation is totally conflicted, legal and rigged, should never have been allowed to begin except for the collusion and many crimes committed by the Democrats. Witch hunt. And that was the one that said the world is waking up to the truth. And that's what Q posts 0 Delta 2772 and our president's tweet. So that was a really good one, Shady.
Yeah, and that's another really good thing for red pilling, is to let people see this overlay and understand the states that do not want border emergency protection are the states that allow as many illegals as they can get to sign up for driver's licenses and vote. Right.
And just yesterday was the last one. This is number 18 on the Q and POTUS 0 Deltas. China trade deal and more in advanced stages. Relationship between our two countries is very strong. I have therefore agreed to delay U.S. tariff hikes. Let's see what happens. And Q says, you are on the right track. And that was yesterday, 2:25. During our show, 3:25. That was during our show. 3:15, 3:12. Ah, my gosh. And that was during our show, or right around our show, Shady, right when we were ending. So that was a Q proof. 0 Delta. That's the 0 Delta thread. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The bottom line of what a 0 Delta is that Q posts on the Chan boards or his personal board at the same time as our president, Real Donald Trump, at Real Donald Trump on Twitter, posts on Twitter. It's that simple. That's what a 0 Delta is.
And just to say to some of the people out there, I saw a couple of folks saying, are we still asking the questions? This is just so you guys can showcase to people that you're bringing to this conversation. Understand that there's a very large number of folks who are getting ready to need information, and we need to get them caught up and on the train with us as fast as possible, so that whenever this information starts to really cascade, we can move it from us to other people as fast as possible. That's going to be part of the trick in this, is once the hammer falls, for us to move this stuff quick strike while the iron is hot.
Right. And I hear we got sounds, and this is a new system for me. I got to turn off the
just log out of Discord, Matrixxx. You're in
I
Discord.
am out of Discord.
Okay.
This is other notifications. I got notifications up the yin yang. Okay, and that's, yeah. Anyways, I'll figure that out, guys. Thank you, 412, for bringing that up to my attention. It's still going crazy. Can I just mute? Okay, that should do it, guys. Hopefully that'll do it. Okay, moving on. Shady, do I still have you? I don't still have him. All right. Anyways, can you guys still hear me? Shady, do you got me?
Yes.
All right, gotcha. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, we got some glitches here. You're gonna have to deal with it for now.
We got you. I'm there.
We'll figure it out later. So here's the thread. This is the thread from yesterday on 2/25. This will be my thread for Monday, February 25th, 2019. Just another day at the office and more. Let's go. And obviously, we've got inthematrix.com in there if you haven't checked it out. This is my Twitter thread header. It's our president looking out the window at the Matrix that he wants us to get out of. Thank you very much, at Real Donald Trump. All right, so this is the one here. We all found that this Patrick guy, I'm going to go to QMap so we can check it out. This is that Patrick Oswalt guy, his pro-pedophilia tweets from 2013. I'm not going to read them, but you guys can kind of check them out. You guys probably already know about them. Pretty disgusting. And Q goes on to say, who will be next to fall post-Weinstein? Big name coming? Nobody is safe. Dark to light. These people are sick. Q. There you go. So somebody else is big coming. And there's been arrests all over the place right now.
There have been a lot of stuff going, and there's also been a large, unusual number of people not making it to the next day in the last week or so. There's been quite a few famous people that have passed away. Absolutely.
So we got that too. I think I actually have some of that in there as well. We'll figure that out. All right. So this is a new Q. The next Q is 2889, and it leads us to the Hill. Dear Attorney General Barr, advice from insiders. This was kind of interesting because some notable department, DOJ and intelligence community officials have been very vocal in their views on everything from investigations to politics. No doubt the nation's new Attorney General, William Barr, has watched people such as former CIA Director John Brennan, ex-Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, now a CNN analyst, Obama U.S. Ambassador to the UN Samantha Power, or former National Security Advisor Susan Rice on cable TV, 60 Minutes, or giving congressional testimony. Maybe he has read books written by ex-FBI directors James Comey, Andrew McCabe, and if he follows some of these people on social media, he knows in real time just how they feel and where they come down on current controversies. So this is kind of a review of their 21 recommended priorities in their own words.
And they're good.
And
they're they're deep state. They're things that make the deep state squeal.
Absolutely. And one is review Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act transactions from the Obama administration. 2, assign hand-picked Inspector General investigators to conduct a broader review of the FBI's handling of the investigation into former Secretary Hillary Clinton's classified email. 3 is to review the FBI's conduct in the Russia investigation. 4, identify everyone in the DOJ, not through an organizational chart, but personally, who is closely associated with departing AG Rod Rosenstein. 5, ask Special Counsel Robert Mueller to promptly complete his report on Russian interference in 2016 election. Declass and release as much information as soon as possible, because if Donald Trump loses 2020, all the dirt will never see the light of day. For number 9, focus on enforcement of immigration laws. It is essential, notwithstanding the political noise surrounding illegal immigration, the laws must be enforced and enforced vigorously and as they pertain to illegal immigration. 10, review FISA as appropriate and ensure that the provisions set to expire in 2019 are extended. 11, move to aggressively ensure the First Step Act is implemented. Shady, you want to do 12?
Hey, you got me?
I got you.
Okay, good. Okay, thought you blinked out there for a second. Sounded like it blinked out. So on number 12 here, revisit Justice Department cybersecurity policy as it pertains to backdoor cyber demands by law enforcement. And that's very, very important. iPhone and San Bernardino Islamic extremist terror shooting and FBI demands on Apple. Those cyber backdoors, while understandably of high interest to the FBI, are awful for the American people and the security of their data, since advisories will also use those same backdoor excesses. It's simply bad policy. I mean, it's like, oh my God, she's actually thinking about us. Number 13, prosecution of top former officials is unrealistic for many reasons. Instead, we need something like a truth commission with full amnesty up front for everyone involved if they come clean and tell the truth. This is important. Until we know all of what really happened, there's no way for DOJ or any other public institution to rebuild its credibility and for the country at large to reconcile. 14, U.S. government has to stop bulk collecting the metadata and often full content from, among other things, every phone call, email, text message, social media post, GPS location, credit card transaction of every American citizen in a 24/7, 365 basis. Now, that the U.S. government has to stop bulk collecting the metadata. Wow. It's almost confusing to read. Yeah, the FISA court needs to stop rubber stamping the executive branch's requests. 16, we need a restoration of the Fourth Amendment in the digital age. In other words, bringing in these media companies as media, as held account for their, quote, reporting in journalism. There probably should be more high-profile firings and a few high-level prosecutions, but it would be quite a feat to thread the needle politically. If I were the AG, I'd resist going down that path for fear it may sabotage the rest of my priorities. 18, through legitimate activity and correction of known problems, Barr should restore confidence of all Americans that DOJ, 1, consistently enforces justice for all, no multiple tiers of who gets prosecuted. 2, is an independent entity without a political agenda. And 3, does not violate any individual rights guaranteed by our Constitution. 19, initiate a comprehensive internal review of DOJ practices, including those related to FISA, to fix problems. This calls for a nonpartisan oversight body who reports directly to the Attorney General, would report progress periodically to Congress. Number 20, conclude the ongoing special counsel investigations and follow through on recommendations without any appearance of a political bias. And 21, just follow the existing Freedom of Information Act law. Good luck, Mr. Attorney General. And then, look at this. Like, you want to talk about an actual, list of suggestions from the American people. That is what I see. Those are things that I feel are important, not what I hear my news and mockingbirds talking about.
Right on. That's a great list there. So Shady, thanks for taking that while I was able to get these dings off. Those dings were on in the Matrixx with 3x's.com in the chat. So thanks for helping me figure that out, guys. I'm so sorry for that. I had them turned off, but here we go. All right, so this is that this is the Q Delta. It's 2890. And Q posted this, went on a hunt and caught this tasty morsel, booyah, at Comet Ping Pong. Now, I understand that may or may not be correct, but this picture is correct. And it looks pretty scary to me, the little girl. Patent Ping Pong JPEG, Q posted it. You are on the right track, Q. Now, Shady, why did I say that? We were getting some comments, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Saying that this may not be correct, but I don't know if it is or isn't.
Right, and it wasn't. From what I can tell, it isn't verified yet or whatever. I do not doubt that this is possible at all, but it is not 100% verified, and that's one thing that Anons and us want to be really careful about. There is a lot of information out there, everyone, from information saying people who have already been picked up, for information saying that people who are high level that are not around anymore. Until information is verified, we are not just saying things to say things and get attention. We are attempting to stay as close to the information as humanly possible here.
That's right. I think I got them all now, guys. I'm sorry about that. All right, so this is the Dear Attorney General Barr. This is the one on Comet Ping Pong, possible. Then Q said, just another day at the office, as we went through this Zero Delta. Just another day at the office. Q and the POTUS posting at the same time. Q on the boards and Trump on Twitter. I'm sure it's just another coincidence. This one is Q 2892, a rival team reporting light rain. there's your picture of the arrival team. I'm sure that picture has never been seen before, and that's another Q proof, guys. All right, so that's something that you guys got to really understand, is that these photos, that's what upsets them the most. A lot of these photos have never been seen before.
They're original photos taken from the device that we are working with, the Q team is working with.
That's right, and there it is right there. Awesome. All right, and there's a real big close-up for you. And then here we go. Minor attracted person, MAP, umbrella term for people that are sexually romantically attracted to minors. Minor attracted person. And this is another Patton Oswalt. I'm sure this is fake too, right? This is actually the tweet. I think Q was kind of correcting himself with this post, right? So it's a selfie at the Teen Titans Go movie premiere. Booyah! From this Patton Oswalt person. And once again, we are about to look like liars. That tweet Q posted is fake, and people are going to start spreading it all over the place. When something real does drop, nobody's going to believe it because we've already spread fake stuff several times. I don't know about several times, but how do we get the word out to people that don't lurk here on the board and not start sending out fake stuff? Unless Q corrects it, and that's Patton Oswalt, and he says, you are on the right track. Example, video clip regarding paid to shill regarding K-Bros. Think context. Think bigger picture. Think connections. Define map. The truth can always be found. Q. Right? So if you go back to our thread here, we got, we're going to go over some Neon Revolt a little bit later. Symbolism will be their downfall. I mean, this is who Patton Oswalt is. He's an American stand-up comedian, actor, voice actor, writer, known for playing Spencer Olchin and the sitcom The King of Queens, voicing Remy in Pixar films Ratatouille, and a bunch of others, right? I mean, our kids listen to this guy. The Secret Life of Pets is coming out, and he's in it, right? So there you go. There's some of his symbolism. This is when he was going to be at February 17th at the Largo on Coronet. Mask is, that's an angry child wearing a clown suit and a mask. And a mask is usually mind control, if you guys understand the symbolism with masks. Okay, and here he is there with some very scary looking claws. The Patton Oswalt with the claws of a I guess, what is it, a lobster. I mean, that's just kind of interesting. And there's some more symbolism in there as well. I'm just kind of just showing you some of this stuff. Here's another one. This is his European tour. Woohoo! Cruising over to Ireland and Netherlands and the UK and Denmark. And look at this. There's a little boy whispering in his ear. I mean, look at this stuff, guys. Look at how weird. There's a rabbit up there, the white rabbit. There's just some really odd symbolism. I just wanted to share that kind of stuff with you. That's a hat tip to Secret Squirrel and Patriots United, man. Thank you for that. This one here is the next post, Shady. We'll have you cover that real quick. It is Q Post 2894.
Okay, so whenever we're kind of just whenever we're going into this stuff and we're talking about this stuff, and you guys have to just tell other people what's going on. I just want you to be very careful and not say things that you get caught in conversations that you can't get out of. And I'm just telling you, we have a lot of information. It's not hard to kind of keep it a little bit more simple than complicated. But here we're going into a lot of the stuff that's going on with the Pope and with the news stories that are coming out, or the child stuff that's going on around the world. This first is actually the Vatican Treasurer Cardinal George Pell found guilty of sex charges. This is February 26th. This is CNN. Also, then we have the BBC. This is the same story. So, this is a very high up person who is now being charged. This is going to cascade quickly, Anons. This is really going to be part of your conversation soon. And, Q says in post 2894, many more to come, dark to light, and post us these three articles. This is just the beginning. It permeates our society so much more than anyone could ever fathom. What Anons have learned over the last year and a half is beyond reproach of what is going on in the world. and who is participating in it and how long they have been at the helm of this narrative and pretending like they do not exist. So just understand, please, that these stories are going to stand on merit. CNN, you have mainstream media people reporting on stuff like this. Understand also they do not want to report on it, and they're only reporting on things they're absolutely forced to report on. Obviously, you can see that with what they do every day. If it's not gaslighting, if it's not virtue signaling, if it's not somehow outrage at conservatives, then it's not worthy of news. So a couple things there just to mention around Q pointing us to this article to say, more to come, dark to light. Realize that, once we start to see everything, they're going to scatter quick. And they're going to start turning on themselves quick, whether it be the high ups in the church or the people in Hollywood or the people in Washington, D.C. It's all coordinated around the world.
Yep, and I want you guys to also understand, too, that this Q post was December 12th, 2018. And the Daily Mail was suppression orders against prevent publication of person's identity. They were not telling us who this was at this time. Q told us who it was, Cardinal Pell. Dark to light, and here they are having to actually report it now.
2 months later.
Yes.
Yeah. Over 2 months. So this is to show that we had this guy's name back in December. Future proofs past. We knew who this person was, and they wouldn't tell us, or they didn't think it was important enough for you to know.
And he's number 2. I mean, he's the treasurer for the Vatican. He's not just, some guy, right? This is like huge. He's been found guilty in Australia of sexual offenses against children, making him the highest-ranking Catholic figure to receive such a conviction, guys.
And also we have the Pope just the other day saying that any person who accuses people of the church, it's the work of the devil. So, that game is played out, my friend.
That's right. I mean, so there you go. That was Cardinal Pell. Interesting. Ugh. Thank God. And there's a lot. They thought she would never lose, guys. This was an interesting one. This is a redrop of Ruth Gator Ginsburg. This is, we're looking for, we're still ruthless. I still don't have proof of life. I don't know. Does anybody out there have proof of life? I know Jack Posobiec saw her at Gold's Gym.
Nickname Gator.
Yeah, didn't Posobiec work out with her at Gold's Gym? I can't remember.
Yes, Posobiec reported to us that he saw her, that his solid sources saw her working out at the gym just after her surgery. And so we've got him on the beat.
Shady, I just spit out my coffee. That was so hilarious, dude.
The Gator.
And working out. I mean, I'm working out with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Hard to keep up. I mean, geez. So good find, Anon's Q. It's just a reminder that, here we go. That was interesting because Q, I guess I hear Hanoi is educational Q, but I don't understand why he says good find Anon's because we still haven't found her. So this might be something future proves past again, possibly. Now, this one, Shady, I think we need to spend a couple seconds on 2896. It's the National Review, and I'm going to go to that article in 1 second, but it says, these people are sick and evil, Q. And here's the article. This is the Senate fails to pass Born Alive bill. By a vote of 53 to 44, the Senate has failed to pass the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, which would require doctors to provide medical care to infants born alive after an attempted abortion procedure. The bill, sponsored by Senator Ben Sasse, S-A-S-S-E, he's a Republican out of Nebraska, and co-sponsored by 49 of his fellow Republican senators, needed 60 votes to overcome the legislative filibuster. Just 3 Democratic senators crossed the aisle to vote with Republicans in favor of this legislation. And I'd like to recognize Bob Casey Jr. of Pennsylvania, George Manchin of West Virginia, Doug Jones of Alabama. I agree with them crossing the aisle on this. All 6 Democrat senators currently running for the 2020 presidential nomination voted against the bill. And we have enemy of the people Cory Booker from New Jersey, Sherrod Brown, Ohio, Kristen Gillibrand, New York, Kamala Harris, California, Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota, Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren of Massachusetts. along with independent Bernie Sanders of Vermont. 3 Republican senators did not vote for it, and I'd like to ask Kevin Kramer of North Dakota why, Lisa Murkowski of Alaska why, and Tim Scott of South Carolina why. According to their communications directors, both Kramer and Scott missed the vote due to flight delays. Is that really?
Why are we in a world where a flight delay prevents a politician from making a vote? This is just insane. Let me just can I talk for a second?
Yeah, absolutely, Shady. Go for it. This is
I am incensed with this, my friend. I cannot for the life of me believe that this vote happened yesterday on this issue. I have I have a lot of respect for anyone who claims to be plugged into politics on any side of the aisle. I understand having differences of opinions, and I understand having a nice, hearty debate amongst people who are willing to talk about things openly and honestly. I do. And I appreciate everyone else's opinions and perspectives on things. But the idea that we had these 44 people across party lines come out in favor of it being okay to murder 9-month-old people is something that is just not going to sit right with the American people. And if you had a media that was worth 6 pellets of salt to tell you the truth for 3 seconds about what is really going on here, and we just had a debacle of a news story within the last couple of weeks about this Smollett thing, where they bring this guy out, pretend like he's abused, then they use him to pass anti-lynching legislation in our through Congress, to come back now and have this bill by this gentleman. I saw this gentleman on Laura last night from Nebraska. He was stunned at how much pushback. He was like, every single thing that they talked about what I'm trying to do here was inaccurate. Everything they're telling me that this is an attack on Roe versus Wade. Guys, come on. I mean, let's have a conversation here. When are we going to start talking back to this narrative that keeps acting like this is what we think? None of us think this across the board. I live on the West Coast, and people do not think this, okay, guys? This is something that is only in your media and is only in this infected evil that is out there, and that is what you're seeing represented here. And I wanted to just make my voice heard to everyone that this is unacceptable, and if any, and I mean any of these people represent you in your districts, I would like for you to light their butts up right now. And if you have to leave a 5-minute message on every one of these representatives, I don't care. This is outrageous. And I am incensed by it, Matrixxx. I just can't believe it's going on, and no one's talking about the truth about what happened here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're getting a lot of amens, Shady. Well said. Doxy, this is murder. You've got so many people here saying it's DD Nanakai says it's insane, evil, so sick. Doctor's oath to do no harm, says Liam McKenna. Very good point. The Hippocratic Oath, right? Very good.
Yes.
Well said, Shady, says Iris Fox. Thank you, Iris. We got to make the public aware. Jan M says amen to you. Do Ray Jane says sick, Booker gets it from me. JS agrees with you. Everybody is just Michael Maines says amen. So we got a lot of people that agree. Pure murder. I mean, if somebody's, this is a Hippocratic Oath. I mean, Shady.
It is. I mean, it is. It goes back. I mean, these people. This guy that was on the radio that's actually, brought the conversation up, talking about, we're going to make it comfortable. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I understand, and I'm with you as well. This is not about. This is about life. Forget everything else. This is interesting, and enough said on this subject, but I think we need to light up Congress. We need to make sure that they understand who we are and why. And again, here are the Democrats right there. And
make sure that maybe make sure that your neighbors. Let's even if you don't need to focus on the Q conversation for a second. This is not to do with Q. Okay, this is to do with our country. This is to do with what we think. This is to do with what these socialists are trying to drive down our throat, and they're all agreeing. Every one of them is up there. Harris, Booker, Sanders, Warren.
Yeah.
Every single one of these people,
Feinstein, Durbin, Dick Durbin,
they're all saying the exact same thing, and they're trying to step in. This is their push to socialism. They know if they do not get it this time, they're not going to get it. And if you want to know what the underbelly of socialism is, look no further than this vote. Okay,
yeah.
Look no further than this vote. We have done this research. We have looked back through this cabal. We know what these things do. We know what they've been doing to our world for eons, centuries, thousands of years. This has been going on. It's being hidden from you right now. It's still going on, and this is proof of who is behind it.
Right, exactly. Jan M says, "Is this really America? Dear God, help us all. How wicked it has become." Very good comment. So I just wanted to make sure we focused on that right now. Apparently, they did not get the memo, Shady.
Yeah.
That you guys out there in YouTube, you guys out there in Periscope, you guys on Twitter, Facebook, whatever medium you're out there fighting for and on, you are the news now. They did not get the memo. Shady, good.
They didn't tell anyone.
This is a great tweet right here, by the way. This is a Shady tweet. Thank you, Shady. Great job. And I am going to retweet that so everybody can find it. I wanted to do that live with you guys, and there's Shady's tweet. Okay? So that's a great one, and then I think we need to go to the next post here because this is really good. All right, so I know we're all upset, but our president is evaluating legal options, aka an EO, to save babies that survive abortion. Okay, last bread, which means this was on the last bread on the chans, and somebody says, if a baby is born alive, doesn't she have automatic entitlement as a human being to life-saving measures? If a baby is born alive, isn't it murder to kill him or her? Why was this bill ever needed? Don't doctors take the Hippocratic Oath to save lives? And then Q says, POTUS is currently evaluating legal options regarding EO. Watch the news. How can anyone support such evil? Q. So
if a baby is born alive here, a baby is an American.
Yep.
A baby is a brother.
It's a human.
A baby is a sister to me and to all of you out there. And the idea of letting something like this go on, people do not know, guys. The reason people don't know is because they're so busy with their daily realities, trying to make left equal right and trying to make plus equal minus and trying to make being in the red equal being in the black on a day-to-day reality. Especially older folks like us who maybe aren't, so many of those maybe aren't plugged into the internet and so not getting good news. But if people knew this was what was going on, we would not stand for it. And the only reason that they're getting away with it is because of the propaganda and the ability to stifle our voices. And I mean our voices, not Q voices. I mean our voices as voices of center of the road common sense.
Yeah. And Shady,
that's what's been eroded.
Well, and another thing that's been eroded is they've taken away our individual rights. So because we're a democracy, demos, many, crassy, rule, mob rule, it's where Thomas Jefferson said 51% of the people can take away the individual rights of 49, and they can take the lives of babies. Do you understand this? We are not supposed to be a democracy. We're supposed to be a sovereign entity, a republic, and we're supposed to have individual rights as soon as we're born.
The moment that we're born, and that birth can, be earlier than 9 months and still be a human being. Okay, this is insane. I mean, I've definitely watched everybody get desensitized to this, especially people in the inner city. If you are an African American Once you dig into the numbers of what they have done to our society
In
through the
2012
African,
in New York
yep,
City, Shady,
more
there were.
more abortions than births.
That's correct.
Yes, I know that. That's insane. So think about what that's news. Okay, in New York, more abortions than births. Okay, facts,
2012.
statistics, facts matter.
Yeah.
In 2000, so this is where our world is. This is where we have to heal from. Our healing begins from inside, but it also cannot heal unless people are aware of the information. And this information isn't conspiracy information. They voted. Okay. We're getting ready to put their butts up there and make them vote on this Green New Deal thing where they're trying to say, rebuild every building in America. I mean, the batshit crazy nuttiness, excuse me, sorry, Matrixx, the nuttiness has gone too far.
Beep. I had to
You.
censor you. I didn't hit it soon enough. KLC says, no mortal man, no mortal woman has the holy authority to murder or kill an innocent baby. Haas B says, the same people screaming about separating families on the border are wanting to kill babies. Come again,
Right.
Jesus. Okay, so look, they have taken away our rights, okay? And we need to get them back. Power comes back to the people. It's happening, folks. I'm on the top 200. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. Badge of honor. You guys are on the list too. Don't just think that this is the top 200. This is not the whole list. There is more below. Okay.
Yes.
You guys are on the list. Q post 2898 test 3. But some weird things happened on the board yesterday, Shady, and this is awaiting the go orders. We can end this quickly. It was an anonymous post that actually ended up on the Q map. That one freaked me out. I got shivers when I saw that.
Everybody did. I was I was sitting on the edge of my seat last night. I thought the hammer was coming.
Right, and Q's, this would have been Q 2899, but it's all messed up now. It's corrected now because Q did delete these posts. Baker, make sure to add this. Do not add this. Private comms will be important in the future. I think Shady was right. We were talking about it earlier. And Shady, why don't you tell him what your theory about the private comms will be important in the future?
Well, this is what I'm kind of thinking, and this is sort of a little in my head, but I see what we did was the test run, and then we had a queue. We had a post come to QMap without a trip code, and then the test after. So I'm kind of thinking that this may be a way for Q. They're testing a way for him to be able to post from the device that QMap picks up, right? But that scrolls the board like it's an anon post, almost like the sniffers would not be able to see the emblem of the trip code to get the information. In other words, we could drop information, it could get to QMap, and we could get it out into the public before the other side sees the information. That's just a little bit of what I saw a test going on last night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of just bouncing around in my head.
You look at test 1, test, which is anonymous, test 2, which is anonymous, and test 3 is Q. So 1, 2, 3. I think that, like you said, the devices don't want to be picked up by QMap, so this won't be posted on QMap, so they can await their go orders and maybe give some different commands and instructions to the teams, the white hat teams, the Q teams that are watching the board. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Another one here. Yeah, in his own words, I'm a proud pedophile. Are you still enjoying his work? There you go. I just cannot stand this stuff. Again, we were talking about what the map was. Q asked us to define the map. Minor attracted persons, as we kind of talked about earlier, is what that could be. It probably is. And then coming down here, Shady post, he noticed, or somebody noticed, I don't know if you did this meme, Shady, but it's very good. 2896 and was 8:33 p.m. And then POTUS tweets twice at 8:50 p.m., which is a 17-minute delta. Okay, we're talking about 0 deltas and whatnot, but these are a 17-minute delta, and 17 would be basically important because that's Q. 17, the 17th letter of the alphabet is Q, right? So this is Q post that says these people are so sick and evil. Senate fails to pass Born Alive bill. POTUS says Senate Democrats just voted against legislation to prevent the killing of newborn infant children. The Democrat position on abortion is now so extreme that they don't mind executing babies after birth. This will be remembered as one of the most shocking votes in the history of the Congress. If there is one thing we should all agree on, it's protecting the lives of innocent babies.
So the context there is the same with what the president tweeted and what Q posted. And this was a graphic that I did get off of 8chan. This is a brilliant Anon graphic, another example of their ability to put the pictures close together and then connect this to the timestamps, showing us a side view of, the deltas and the times, for more so for us to understand. Remember, this is trying to, this is presenting, something like this, that graphic that he's just showing you, that is news now. The meme graphics like that is what the news of the future is going to look like. It is not going to be people sitting there telling you what to think. It's going to be people showing you information and allowing you to decide if you think that information is accurate. That's how we get back to this discussion. And so, a big kudos to another brilliant Anon that I found that last night and wanted to get it out there for people to be moving around to help red pill your friends.
And I just want to give a shout out to Joe M. Storm is upon us. He released all of his memes, and I said, "Where's mine?
That.
Where's mine, Joe?" And he said, "Oh, here it is."
You go over there, it's like, "Oh, send me mine."
Yeah, he goes, "Anon, I'm not." And Anon said, "I'm not sure if this whole Q thing is real, but the info he drops are definitely eye-opening." And I said, "Oh, it's real." So thank you, my Patriot brother. That's Joe M. at Storm is upon us. Have huge respect for him. So that's this is basically. I wanted to just point out one more thing. We may not have time to go over it today. I'm going to go look at my see 8 new tweets. Hang on one second. I want to go look at this. 400,000 views on this. Thank you, Anons. I have to like it every time, just so you know. See that? I just liked it again. I like it every day, but it only shows 13,000 likes, so you can see the actual stuff going on. Here's everybody right there on Periscope watching us right there. Thank you, Periscope. Much love to you guys. This is the badge of honor that I'm talking about the Mighty 200. Again, Patriots, you have been selected as threats and falsely labeled as foreign disinfo agents, though they are attempting to disguise at the bottom. That's not all. This is an attempt to target and remove by false pretense all threatening voices, elimination of free speech to prevent loss of control. These actions are now being monitored and would strongly encourage forwarding this information to the appropriate members of Congress, Senate, and the media. We believe that this is a test run to effectively silence the opposition, you, while testing the potential media backlash and/or official response. This attempt to remove, silence, fascism, those who oppose their view narrative should further demonstrate their resolve to control the message. Narrative, win at any cost. Q, I am honored. It's a badge of honor. Thank you very much for that. And I understand that there's been people on like Rush Limbaugh and stuff like that. So that's very interesting that that's coming out in the mainstream. Nobody's contacted me yet. However, if you guys really want to, talk to me, send me a message at inthematrixx.com with 3 X's. There's a contact form. You can get in touch with me at any time. Rush Limbaugh, anybody who wants to talk to me. All right, so we got Michelle at For All Soul Kind. I just wanted to quickly do this. I'm not going to go through it all. I will drop the link in the.
This is a good thread she did.
In here. I want to go over it some more, but she actually did some really good digging.
This is excellent.
Michelle, much love to you, by the way. Asking, we're talking about the map and find the map. Minor attracted people. Q did post talk about the Krasenstein brothers. Again, just to show you the Krasenstein brothers on the Q, where she's coming from, is basically right here. The video clip, the K bros, right? You're on the right track. Think of context, bigger picture with this pedo guy. All right. And then so we go back to Michelle's tweet. She's looking at Wikipedia. She's looking at some of the information. There's a Chongqing connection with Daniel Krasenstein, director of Asia Operations. Okay. Procom Pacific. He makes trash bags. Hey, POTUS. She's got all of this stuff. So basically, I would really encourage you to check out at for all ALL soul SOUL kind on Twitter. Michelle is a true patriot. Who is Brian Krasniqstein? He's Shining 3D to spin off Reganovo big printing brand. So it's a 3D printer resin market. And here's the sauce right there. Krasniqstein, Shining 3D to spin off a bio printing brand. All right, Krasniqstein, Brian, 2015. More source of the China connection. There he is right there. Here's his impeachment clock. Tick, tick. You know, this guy. So basically, Michelle, very good job on this. I would definitely encourage you to check this out. Chinese company introduces an affordable 3D printed robot. Go through this. We might actually have to do a show on this as well separately. But I know Shady wanted to kind of touch on this, and we're gonna head over to Neon Revolt. Neon is absolutely a patriot. He's been very good to me. I respect Neon Revolt very much. And Shady, if you wanted to go ahead and talk about this post right here. Am I in the right one? This is the right one. Yeah, the at AITSE.
Yeah, this is a really good article, and mainly, more than anything, I just wanted to get you guys the information so you could look through it yourself and kind of see a little bit of the background of what's going on. But just a quick overview. What's happening is the structure of the Hollywood and the behind the scenes stuff that's happening with people who are, people who work there, and what they've actually witnessed and what they are seeing, and the networks of these different organizations are starting to splinter and come out and speak, and people are starting to talk about what they have seen and how it is rigged and how hard they try to keep the narrative to themselves and how much they're protecting and what people really know. So this is a great article by Neon Revolt, and I don't want to go through there and butcher it up too much. What I'd really like to do would be for you guys to pay attention to this new information as it comes out, so you can see and get a groundwork. What you see have been presented to as, quote, Hollywood is all propaganda, and it is all there. It's all political, and the idea that Hollywood is they're not. They are very politically driven. Tiffany has shown us that. She points to this article and a lot of the people exposing them. You saw the tweets and stuff from Macaulay Culkin coming out around the awards ceremony this past week. So this is something really I wanted to point to you to say, go read this, pay attention to it, see. This is drops that are coming in on 4chan that Neon is putting together and showing you the story of, how they're associated behind the scenes and how they control the narrative and how they have directed points to be focusing on, whether it's TV, movies, or news. They have a narrative, and it is supposed to encompass it all. You look at the Democrat Party, look at every single candidate running for president, the Democrat ticket, and tell me one of them that thinks something different than the other one. I mean, you might as well. I mean, you could literally just put them up in a line and pick one, and that's going to be the same thing as any other in the line. So you're not being given a choice, and the Hollywood thing here is behind it. Have you noticed even with the Kamala Harris? Did you see the stuff, Matrixx, about her dad?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't make
that's
any
crazy,
of this stuff
man.
up.
He's talking out hard, and notice these people from California, and Q pointed us to Kamala Harris, Lou, the new people, Feinstein, older people from Pelosi, Schiff. Their role in this is, their role in this is huge. Like they're the ones in California. They're the ones over these districts. They're the ones in charge of what the movie people and the TV people try to make you think. Oh, we got to make them think this, or So that's why entertainment is terrible now, and pretty much nothing that you watch on TV or the movies is interesting or fun or at all entertaining. So just wanted to point these guys to the Neon Revolt article. This guy does stellar work. He is on the Newswire over at at the in the Matrixx with 3X's.com. You can check out his stuff there. His blog posts go back. I'm talking intensive research, guys, into the whole country music thing, into the whole PGA Tour thing, into all these rabbit holes of Skull and Bones. Tons and tons and tons of information Neon Revolt has brought to this conversation, and we will be forever grateful for him.
Absolutely. Thank you, Neon. Much love to you. I just said hello to the chat folks there on In the Matrix with 3x's.com. Here is our chat area here, and it was dinging on us, so I'm sorry about that. But here is Tori Says, and that's tomorrow. We'll be on Tori Says tomorrow at noon Eastern. And we have an event on it too. We've got a few people going. This is the social media site where we can keep in communication with our people. Hey, so we got Patriot TJ says Serial Brain 2 is a genius. I agree. We got Shady in there saying woohoo. Hot Rodley, hello. Thank you for being part of the QArmy social network. If Facebook and Twitter go away, we're still here. All right, so here we are. Right here. So here's the website to get into the social media network. You can go right here at the top with this login right here. That's the login. Or you can, if you can't find it, you can't remember, QArmy Social Network right here. So we're also working on some frequently asked questions sections added under the menu site for site info. So if you go to site info, there's a lot of questions. Go to the FAQs. This is registering the account, website creation, forgot your username, forgot your password, help, I keep getting logged out. This stuff should be getting cleaned up soon, and some QSN guides about desktop and mobile, okay? We're not going to get an app approved by Apple or Google, so this is actually built so it can be an app if you put the thing on your home screen on your phone. Stormy
right.
Joe Patriot.
That's a good thing to tell people. Thanks for remembering that.
Yep. Stormy Joe Patriot. Hello. I just wanted to say hello. I didn't mean to step on you, my brother. But that's all we got, Shady. I know we wanted to quickly touch about the Serial Brain 2 article about the 5G and 6G, Shady, that I have right there. Do you want to just quickly touch on this before we pick up that phone?
Yes, I do. I wanted to send people to check out this new Serial Brain. We've noticed lots of everyone, with the president's tweet the other day about 5G, okay? That tweet about 5G comparison to 6G. The latest Serial Brain will give you some insight into what your president is thinking. Very compelling to see some of the gematria and where the president was pointing us with his tweet, the tweet about 5G to 6G. But maybe let me just say real quick this. 5G on its merit is not something to fear. 5G, when weaponized by the deep state, is something that is monstrously to fear. Okay, so what they were trying to do was imagine, just like they were shipping in, they were deteriorating our steel, well, they were going to bring in 5G and they were going to weaponize the microwave radiation to turn us into zombies. That was the plan. So with what's going on, and we're looking at the Q post, and Q has said the wall is more important than you know. This recent Serial Brain decode gives us a little bit of insight into the wall, quote unquote, the wall, all capital letters, may not just mean a barrier between the United States and Mexico. This may be a lot more than that. This wall may be being built in a way to block electromagnetic frequencies that are trying to attack us from other areas, or it could be to be some sort of somatic resonance frequency shield. Believe it or not, I know it sounds a little bit out there, but if you watch this Serial Brain decode, I think you'll feel a little bit better about the president and what it is that is 5G. He's talking about moving to 6G. We know with Tesla technology and things like that, you could easily our phones could easily just be charged, okay, from the ether. But instead, no, we have to charge them in, plug them in, and all this stuff. So there's lots and lots of new things happening. Don't be extremely scared about 5G, and try to try to remember to take the 40,000 foot view whenever someone uses a laser pointer, before you dive in there and think that everything is against you or the president's going against the plan. All right.
Yeah.
So check out the Serial Brain. I wanted to throw that in there real quick, Matrixx. I thought that was extremely important. And with that, I will let you continue, or see where we're at.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we had a really good time with you guys today. Thank you all very much. Remember, it's in the Matrixx with 3x's.com. Trinity does have the phone, so we're going to get you out of this Matrix. Remember, I'm in the Matrix with my kill boxes in the Matrix. I want to reverse those to get out of the Matrix. We're on our way to do that. God bless the president. God bless you, the Patriots. God bless Q and all the Anons. God bless the board owners, the board volunteers. God bless you all. We're going to pick up that phone right now, and we're going to head out of here. Tori says tomorrow, Wednesday, noon, Eastern. Don't be late. Be there. Go to inthematrixwith3x's.com in order to check out the videos and the schedules. We'll catch you guys later. Much love. Thank you very much, guys. Matrixx Groove Hour. Thank you.